What up, peeps? What up? We're starting now. We're starting 5 minutes early because we filled up 10 minutes ago. What are you going to do, right? What's up, folks? The secret content that you're missing. It looks like I read it because I did. That was a good heading. It was a good headline. And I'm going to talk about that too briefly in today's session. My session with just 100 unlucky people. I'm just playing. This is crucial. A lot of people get this twisted because I like saying that a lot. Well, actually, you know what? We got 5 minutes. I'm going to is that a mean look? It's not mean, but is that a what is it? Dirty look? Nasty look? I'm just going to give you guys a little tip. You want to improve your sales? You want to improve your connections? This is because we literally have like 4 minutes to go. So you guys mind if I just ramble for a little bit? Do you guys mind? We're going to get into the topic today. And this is the best webinar we're ever going to have because it's the most important one. I always say that. But please, why am I holding this on? I'm like, but please, lapel mic's not really serving itself, is it? Here we go. You guys hear me well? Yeah, we're going to hit the board today. So the tanning salon is only on for a temporary basis. On a temporary basis today. Just a little something, something. As I was picking out my luxury wardrobe, right? As I was going through my luxury wardrobe, something caught my eye and I said, this is probably a good thing to wear. And if I get on a few minutes early, I better get through it so we could start exactly when we're supposed to start. This is the ramble. Want to see my shirt? 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 Yes. I was going to give you a nasty look, but you already have one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because I talk to a lot of people. I Skype a lot of people. I Skype with a lot of people. This is not the subject matter. This should be a video content, but I don't want to offend. I don't want to offend anyone. But you guys are my close family. I'm just going to say it. You want to improve your sales? You want to improve your relationships? Practice how to smile. Just smile. Yo, smile. It's going to change everything. Now, how do you do it? It's hard if sometimes it's hard if you're focusing and you're teaching. I get that. But the more you smile, the more results you will get. That's it. That's my tip. And I'm saying that because a lot of people are super positive. I make sales on Skype all the time. I don't use the phone anymore, by the way. Those of you who want to call me, there's no reason for the phone. And there's not even a reason for voice anymore. I like to look at who I'm speaking with. I like to watch them. It's like, why not use Zoom or Skype, right? You get to read people and you get to talk to people. So with that being said, a lot of people that I speak to, they got nasty looks. I'm sorry, guys, you just do. But sometimes you're super positive. That's not the majority. And I believe you may be focusing. So if you're on with me and we're trying to solve your challenges, that's different. I'm talking when you're on with a possible client or prospect. That, or even in life. In life. I mean, I smiled at a girl in the elevator today and it worked out well. Sometimes it doesn't work out well. Just practice your smile. That's all I want to say. It's better to smile than not to smile. And even if you are doing voice, I gotta tell you guys, if you are smiling and they don't see you and you're physically smiling, hi, as you're on the other end of the line, they can feel it somehow, some way. If you're physically smiling, and emotion does create emotion, as Mr. Robbins would say. So a trick I used to use when I was in my telemarketing days, because if I smiled on the other end of the line, take a pen, bite down on the pen for a full minute, like this. I hit. Take it out, you'll be like, it just, the way it locks your jaw, forces you to smile. That's it. That's my ramble. We're already over ramble time. Just a random tip that will change your whole business and completely change your relationship with people. Just a little nugget, a very lucrative nugget if you start smiling more. Now, today's topic, the secret content that you are missing. You're missing it. If you're not missing it, there's only one way there's probably only one way you're not missing this piece of this type of content. It's if you follow me. No, I had to figure this one out. I didn't learn this one from anyone. I had to observe. I was going to say guys like these guys, but they're down there today because I'm using the board. I don't know how many of you guys are doing this. You know why? Because I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't see it. I'm going to talk about content. When I say content, for those of you that are new here, new people are seeing me all the time because I'm growing my audience, right? That's the point of content. So this type of content is post-audience content, and there is also pre-audience content. That's what we're going to talk about today, what the difference is between pre-audience content and post-audience content. This kind of stuff, for somebody who's never seen me before, they're like, okay, who is this guy? Why is he talking about smiling? Everyone here has seen me. Yeah. Fair to say, unless someone invited you. That's the only exception if you're watching the live webinar. If you're on Facebook Live, because this gets syndicated, it's connected in different spots. But if you're on the actual webinar, look at the 10 already start. Look at the eyes. That Diva light is a killer. This will be the last time you guys see me use it. I'm getting different lights for next session, next webinar. Shiny Diva light syndrome once again. Me chilling out like this is only for people who are in my audience, my custom pixel. You don't want to do this on the first, when you capture people. Grab your neck when you start capturing people, bringing them in your audience. You don't want to be this cash. You don't want to be this cash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the board pretty well right away. Now on the topic today, I said the secret content that you're missing and why you never see mine. I have two types of content. Here's what I call them. I call them acquisition content and nurturing content. Pre-audience, post-audience. Pre-audience is to acquire people in your audience. Once they're in your audience, you have what's called nurturing content. You nurture them to get to know you better. So they're completely different ways. The ways of creating this content are completely different, and you're in luck today. I'm going to draw out the details of what they consist of, what their purposes are, and how they work, but even better, I'm going to do them both for you today. I'm going to make a topic. I got a great topic. I'm going to do it in both versions. And there's a completely different result. Like your call to action, the result of these pieces of content is totally different things. You want them to have a different result. Okay, I don't have any rock star today. Is anyone happy about that? I got my water. No, the rock star's hidden so you guys don't see it. Oh no, did I say that? That's enough ramble. Who is ready to know the two types of content and why you are missing arguably the most important one, but they're both important. You need them both. I'm going to ask you this. Do you feel like you're doing Facebook Lives? Do you feel like you're doing content and your audience is not growing? Or do you feel like you have one that's generating leads, your audience is growing, but you're not able to sell to them or get to know them or nurture them? So when you sell something, they're not buying. It's either one or the other. You need both. You need, in a nutshell, in one sentence, you need one piece of pre-audience content that goes out there that only people who don't know you see. If you've seen me once, you don't see this content. This is for people who don't know me. Once they look at that content, they go into my audience, and then they're going to see my chillaxing content. This type of stuff. Still value, but the purpose of the other content is to nurture them and get to know them. That's in a nutshell. When we draw it out, it'll be extremely clear. And when I do them both, I'm going to do the same topic in nurturing format, post audience, and then I've actually done the acquisition one already, because the acquisition one is hard to do. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I may mention this I may have mentioned this before, but has anyone seen any of my this is pretty current. So if you're a new follower of mine, you have seen my acquisition content, unless somebody shared me with you. You've seen my acquisition content. It's got captions on it. It's cut up nicely. It's under 5 minutes. It's to the point, and it directs you to a page with a capture pixel, which you wouldn't know. It captures you in a blog. That type of content is to build my lead base. So you guys would not see it if you've seen me once before. For example, my latest one will be the one you're seeing today, but about a month back, 3 weeks ago, I did one in front of you guys. It's the Kobe Bryant one. That's an acquisition content. That's pre-audience. So many of you have said, because that piece of content right now generates 40 leads a day. 40 for one video. It's my best yet. 40. And you guys have asked me, it generates 40 leads a day. Where is it? Why don't we see it? Exactly. It's not made for you to see. I already got you. You're in my audience. I could retarget to you as much as I want now. So the purpose of that is to just capture you. So do you guys kind of understand a bit the both types? I'm going to draw them out. And this is one thing. Sometimes I say, take notes or don't take notes on this one. The future of your business depends on it. Hey, listen, we're December 2018, right? 2019 is right around the corner. Heck, we're the 23rd. What? Tomorrow's Christmas Eve? Really? Wow. Christmas, what's that? I'm skipping Christmas this year. So those of you who came in today, welcome. It's a big day. Usually families are getting together. And if you're with your family watching me, Merry Christmas, everybody. I should go grab my hat. I'm going to go grab my hat. I didn't realize it was the day before Christmas Eve. Give me a sec. I'm grabbing my hat. Okay, since I am teaching today, Since I am teaching today, we got to get the instructor hat, right? There we go, instructor. How's that? How's that looking? Looking slick? Now it's going to really get hot in here. So perfect timing. The hat goes on, the diva light comes off, and got to drag this without tripping this thing. The tripwire is in full effect here. Oh! Oh, come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Attaboy, Santa. Attaboy. Okay, I think that'll be fine. We're going to do a few little adjustments. And this, I recommend you guys... No, take notes. Take notes. We're going to draw some diagrams here. Ready? Light off. Instructor happy. Instructor is happy right now. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. So here's the beautiful thing. When I say create content, create content, create content, put your content in the marketplace. And I showed you guys before how to create content and cut it up and make it under 5 minutes and add the captions and add images if you can. And you probably said to yourself, agree or disagree. I know many of you have taken that step. I'm so friggin' proud and pumped up that you guys took that step of creating that content and cutting it up perfectly. Some of you have gone on a whim and nailed it, but it's not always that difficult. That type of content, pre-audience content, is difficult. It takes me a full day to make one piece. Full day. You can go back in the training if you want to see how to create that. There's a 2-part training. It's called 7 Steps to Getting Started with Creating Content is part 1. And part 2 is clone yourself through content. When you're cloning yourself in that way, is to go get more leads for you. They generate leads for you. Acquisition content generates leads for you. Nurturing content gets people to know you. So here we go. I was going to say, how's the hair? But there's no need today. So I wasted my money today on hair and makeup when I didn't need to. Oh well, how's that? Pretty good? I'm going to bring you guys right up, okay? Awesome, that looks pretty good. I'm getting a digital board for Christmas. I'm getting a digital board for Christmas. Like all the big guns, right? Want to be a big gun? I gotta act like a big gun. I'm not getting a digital board, but I think I will. Come to think of it. So here we go. So guys, please write this down. It's super important. This is one of those times where I will say, write this down, please. Acquisition content and nurture content. 2 completely different things, but a little bit the same, but with a different result. Fair enough? That's good. That'll do. I'm going to bring it back, and then I'm going to bring it up at the end. That's good enough. Yeah. Nurture content. Okay, who's writing this down? And then I'm going to test you. Who's writing this down? Please put it in the webinar chat. I know this is going through Facebook as well. I can't see you guys on Facebook. I'm very sorry. But hello, Facebook. How you doing, Facebook Live? How you doing? You good? We happy? We good? You can see me clearly? Probably get... Oh, no, the instructor should be forward as well. Acquisition content, nurture content, or as I like to refer to them as AC and NC. No, you don't want to do that. That's just what I do. So, pre-audience, post-audience. Okay. Got that, guys? Acquisition content is pre-audience, people who have never seen you before. Nurture content is post-audience, people who now know you, okay? So, here we go. The purpose of acquisition content, which is usually, I put them in ads. I target them through Facebook ads to people who are not in my current audience and in a specific niche. I like to do multiple interests now, target it down really well, and it's just as better. Like the Kobe Bryant one, I said people who are entrepreneurs, small business owners, and like Kobe Bryant. It was like dramatic, 40 leads a day, just by a couple of tweaks. I may even throw in a third interest, people who like basketball. So now I'm talking to people who like basketball, who like Kobe Bryant specifically, and who are entrepreneurs. See what I mean? Like this gets, you can increase conversions, but just by little tweaks. Again, that's how I spit this out. So the purpose of this is one purpose, and it is you have to give value on this. And I'm going to do that right now today. I'm going to create one piece of each today. I got this one already done because I had to add captions, I had to add music, I had to add my logo, I had to add a couple of things to the acquisition. First impression, right? It's got to be in your face, and we got to get them to click. So we got to give them something for them to click through. So where does that go? That very simply goes to, I was going to say your blog, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that this goes where there is a tracking pixel installed. You don't need a capture page here. As a matter of fact, capture pages they're all over the place. They're getting old. They're getting old. Strategic advanced marketers barely use capture pages. Barely, unless I'll tell you where they use them, but not on the first shot. It's too soon. You know, you're introducing yourself to the girl. You haven't even gone out on a date. She's not going home with you. So I don't put that capture page right away. For me, it starts with a custom audience pixel, and you're going to see why. Now, for those of you who don't know what a pixel is, it's a piece of code that you put on this page, so when someone lands on it, you got them. That's it. They don't fill anything out, and they don't even know you got them. You got them, and if you want to show them something tomorrow, you show them something tomorrow. If you want to show them something every day, they'll be on their Facebook, they'll be like, there he is again, there she is again. That's what the purpose of this is, okay? Acquisition content. So let me just write down custom audience here. Custom audience. So that's the purpose of that piece of content. And that's why it's important to have the captions. You got to get them interested immediately, and you got to get them to click. You got to get them to click. Click in the link in this description for blah, 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 blah. That's the purpose of this. So this is, I'm going to say blog in this case because you want to guide them to more value, more of what they got, more of what you just gave them. That's the best way to get them to do it. If you're giving a good little tip and you want to give them more of that tip or a conclusion to that tip, that's the best way to do this. I'm saying blog because many of you don't have a blog. I got you. I'm going to get you a blog today for free, and it's the one I'm actually using now. It's my primary blog for this purpose. I'm starting to use it. Why? To show you guys that it works. I was on with a coaching client, and she was frustrated with setting up a WordPress blog. I'm like, oh yeah, and setting everything up and getting everything working. And the problem is most business owners, all business owners, 99% of them, believe it or not, well, I don't know if it's 99, they're getting a big percentage want a blog. No, it's got to be 99%. It has to be. Some aspiring entrepreneurs don't have a blog, and they want a blog, but it's too expensive and it's too complicated. I'll get you a free one today, but with the pixel, I'm going to screen share for that. The important thing is that this goes to a blog with a capture pixel on it. So I'll put with capture pixel. I'll talk about that a little more in a sec when I do my screen share on how to install that. For retargeting. Retargeting. The magic words in today's modern marketing world. For retargeting. And they go into your custom audience. So this goes to a blog with a capture pixel for the purposes of retargeting to them, showing them your stuff, and they go into your custom audience. So far, so good, right? That's the only purpose of that type of content. So when you retarget, when you start nurturing them with your other type of content, which is more cash, with no necessary call to action, let's get into that now. That's content number one. Now, once they do this, where are they? They're in your custom audience. They're in your custom audience. That served its purpose. Nurturing. So, nurturing is, the purpose of nurturing is to retarget this content, retarget it to what? To your custom audience. This is how they get to know you. But this is not just about get to know you. This is not just about, yeah, let's get them to know me. You gotta have a call to action in there somewhere now. But some of you know, many of you should know by now, I have a formula. It's the 7-to-1. It works incredibly well to invite to a webinar. That's the best way to get anyone on anything, is to provide them with 7 pieces of non-agenda driven value. When I say non-agenda driven, it's no call to action. Look at my Facebook Lives. Do I ever ask you to do anything? Or do I just say, have a great day, I'll see you on social media? That's all I say, 7 times. The 8th time I go, I'm having a special webinar, come on down. Pick up on my patterns. That's what I do. Now that I'm starting to do it a little less sometimes. Sometimes I'll go 10 pieces without. Depends how much content I get out there. But the exact formula is 7-to-1. So I'm going to write, I've written this many times in many trainings, 7-to-1. So 7 is value in your niche, of course, that goes without saying, with no call to action. No call to action. That's what that 7 is. Once you've done that 7 times to your custom audience, and I'm going to talk about Facebook Lives here in a sec. Actually, I'm going to talk about that right now. Facebook Lives, for me, guys, is where I film my video. So when I do a Facebook Live, it's just, instead of filming it in front of a camera, number one, I don't know why, but I find it easier when there's people watching me. I have a lot of trouble with pre-recorded videos. And number two, there'll be 1,000 people that see me at least. Just for, why would I film it in front of my camera if I could film it on Facebook Live? Facebook Live is basically, I'm talking about my personal profile. Facebook Live, when I do a Facebook Live, it's not just for the Facebook Live. That's not even the beginning of what that content's going to do. That gets downloaded, and I put it on my actual, in a Facebook ad, and I nurture it to my people. I nurture it to my custom audience, okay? And that's really segmented, but for the sake of this training, just showing it to your custom audience. If you want to play big, right? If you want to play big, if you're doing it only on your personal wall, it's the same idea. So if you've seen me on my personal wall, which many of you do, it's usually 500 to 1,000 views. Not too shabby, but nothing compared to what an ad can do. So what I'm saying is, you'll see me do 7 non-agenda driven, no CTA pieces of content, just value mixed with myself, yo. Just be yourself, but you gotta give a little tip. You gotta give a little tip. Now, commission breath doesn't come out for me. It's like a direct hit on number 1. So I don't, it's pretty well whenever my number 1 comes, it is not a sale. I never sell. I never sell on a video. I always close in a closed webinar. And I won't be selling to you today. You know why? Because I sold last weekend. You're going to see another 7 webinars of me not selling, then I'm going to sell to you. But webinars, generally speaking, you could sell all the time. You actually should. So I should probably take that back. I'm just really on the value train lately. People are on my ass about it. Like, Mark, you should be selling more. You should be selling more. but I'm understanding a lot of new information about the nurturing process. That was a little Lalonde curveball there. I didn't have to go that way. So this is a webinar invite. Okay. This, guys, is the essence of your 2 types of content. This is it. This really, I'm going to do that so you guys can screenshot it. This is really what it's all about, guys. This is really what it's all about. You have acquisition content, which I will show you right now. And this is nurturing content, which once again has no CTA and then a webinar invite. These are basically the 3 types of content you'll have. And what I do is I generally, I'll do maybe once a month. Maybe once a month I'll put that out there. Well, right now it's once a week. I'm getting 1 a week out there. A new soldier collecting leads for me. I just had to make it very clear that you're not going to see this stuff from me because you're watching me today. Does that make sense, guys, these 2 types? Because I'm going to do them right now, and it may make more sense. It's a game changer. It's not only a game changer, it is the game changer. It's the game changer because you got to acquire people, and then you got to nurture them. And this is hot. How's the hair? I'm just going to go on like this because I got to turn that diva light on again. I'm going to go off the cuff right now and do the content, right? Here we go. So guys, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Who here, let me give you a little bit of a random assignment. Oh, look at the line. Well, got to be real, right? Got to keep it real, right, Mark? Let me give you a little assignment. In the new year, 2019 is about to kick in. You got to start doing this, guys. Look at that line. Isn't that cool? You got to start doing this, guys. You got to create 1 piece of acquisition content. You're going to have to get a little bit resourceful to get the captions in there. I'm super pumped up for a lot of you, but you're doing all you're doing is the acquisition content. You got to get on the Facebook Live a little bit, and then vice versa. A lot of you are doing nurturing content. You're not going to get leads. Well, you're not going to get leads. Your little soldier is not going to produce leads for you all the time with just nurturing content, okay? We got it? The differences are clear? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with doing the nurturing content, and you'll see how cash it is. We're going to do that right now. Am I going to save this? Probably not. I'm not going to save it because this is as an example, and it's the same content. So I don't need to do, if my topic that I'm choosing for today is you're missing these 5 things to grow your personal brand. I like missing. What you're doing wrong, what you're missing. Those work good. They get good viewership. Instead of saying what you can gain, tell them what they're missing. So it stems down to the Tony Robbins, the need to avoid pain is a greater motivator to take action than the need to gain pleasure. And that works in marketing as well. If you tell somebody, if you do this, you can get this, like this will help you get this, that's cool. But if you say, you're failing because you're not doing this, you're doing this wrong, is better than do this to get things right. It's better to say, you're currently doing this wrong. It gets them more into clicking your video and watching your video. Just a little tip. So instead of saying, these 5 things will improve your personal brand, I say, you're missing these 5 things to grow your personal brand. That's the topic. That's the piece of content I've done one for acquisition because like I said, it's got all the captions in there And now I'm going to do the nurturing one, okay? Nurturing one would be when people are already know you, like you know. So for me, it would be on a live. I would get on my Facebook. And remember, I'm using the same topic here as an example for you guys, so you see the difference in both. But if you talk about you're missing these 5 things to grow your personal brand on your acquisition content, don't do it on your nurturing as well, because they've already seen it. They'll be like, what? He just talked about that. So acquisition, my Kobe Bryant one, how Kobe Bryant used math to become one of the best ballers of all time, that piece of content is not in my nurture audience. I don't even have a nurtured format of it. That makes sense, right? Content's got to be different. But today, I'm doing the same one to show you how to perform it. Okay? Yeah, we're always performing, kind of. Even if we're performing as ourselves, it's a performance. Make no mistake, when you turn that camera on, even if you're supernatural, you're not going to go pick your nose. Well, I think I did last week. Sorry about that, guys. Or blow your nose. Or in general, you're still on stage. And make no mistake, you are on stage. This is a stage. People are going to see you. They're just sitting in their living room instead of being there. So it's a performance art a little bit, right? Even if you're yourself. So that was another off in Lalonde land. So if I was doing a Facebook Live, I don't have notes on this right now. This is notes on that. Yes, I redrew the diagram. Spoiler alert, this is usually not always in my head. I have let's be authentic and transparent, right? But I'm holding these pages up because in a Facebook Live, I quite often do that. I go, okay, guys, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. In a nurturing content, it's okay. It's okay. It's proven to be okay. In an acquisition content, you don't want to do that. You got to come off as a super sharp tack within direct under 5 minutes, as you will see. So right now, this would be the nurturing content, okay? And I don't need to say 1, 2, 3, go, because you see how I'm talking to you fine folks right now? You see this? What do you call it? This demeanor, this mannerism, this, hey, what's up, guys? That's how I do lives. That's how you would do lives too after a while. You're just talking. So here we are. Hey, Facebook Live. This actually is plugged into Facebook Live. So, hey, Facebook Live. But this is what I would do. I'd go, hey, guys, I'd like to tell you, and I even read sometimes if I take notes, the 5 things you're missing to grow your personal brand. So I'm starting now for the people on the webinar. I'm starting now. Let me go in like nurturing content mode. I'd be like, okay, guys, you're missing these 5 things. Now there's a different mindset also. I'm still not in it yet. Just a sec. Before I get into character, there's a different mindset too when it comes to doing acquisition content. Because acquisition content is like step number 1, step number 2, you're kind of in a different mode. You're playing a different role a little bit. Maybe you shouldn't be, but it's not the same. Who would agree with me that when you do a pre-recorded video, you're a little less authentic? Who would agree? Tell me. I mean, I'm less authentic in a pre-recorded video because I can't ramble. Rambling's in my comfort zone. So just that to keep in mind. I got to get in that state, so I'm just going to keep talking. Here we go, guys. These are the 5 things, for real, the 5 things to grow your personal brand, for real. These 5 things have grown my personal brand beyond belief. Do you guys ever feel like you got your personal brand? I'm in it now, by the way. People on the webinar, in the training. I'm in it now. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. But seriously, do you guys ever feel like you're working on the colors of your personal brand? You're working on the fonts. You're working on the spacing of your blog. And you're pumped up. You're working on your image quotes. And you're like, it looks friggin' awesome. I'm super proud of myself. I'm getting my brand together. But it's not growing. Does anyone feel that way? Where your brand is not growing? It's not growing. Your audience is not growing. No new connections are not flocking your way. There's no brand visibility. It's just your Facebook wall. And yeah, you get a couple of hundred likes if you're lucky. And you're proud of your brand, but it's not growing. Do you guys ever suffer from that? Do you guys feel you're stuck in that trap? There's a lot of people teaching branding, but they're picking out your colors. It's brand identity. Yes, it's important. Your brand message, all that stuff is important. I get it. But today we're talking about growing the damn thing, getting audience members, having it more visible, growing your personal brand. So I'm going to tell you guys something. There are 5 things that once I started implementing, not necessarily implementing, searching for 5 things. These 5 things, once you know what they are and they're in front of your face all the time, I actually don't have them in front of my face because I know them by heart. These 5 pillars of personal branding, here's how they come into use for me. By the way, they are BACS. I have an acronym for them. BACKS. Brand, audience, connections, knowledge, and sales. These 5 things are what's going to grow your personal brand. Big time. Now, implementing all of these 5 things is there's a lot of information on each of these 5 things and a lot of ways to go about it. So let me tell you, the number one skill you can have as an entrepreneur, the number one skill is how you are resourceful. Tony Robbins, once again, says it all the time. You don't have a lack of resources, folks. You have a lack of resourcefulness. You do not have a lack of resources. There's Google, there's YouTube, it's out there. No lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Now here's where the problem lies. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? There it is. You're looking for bars, not bars, BACS. It used to be bars. We had to add knowledge development in there, or we had to add, well, BACK. We had connections. We had to add connections, or whatever. It used to be bars in version 1. Version 2 is BACS. We've got your backs in Branding University. Shameless plug, shamelessplug.com. If I'm thinking backs, BACKS, if that's always on my mind when I'm searching for information, I will be a resourcefulness machine. A resourceful machine. A machine for resourcefulness. You will know always what to search for. If you've got that in the back of your mind, people always ask me, what should I be looking for? What kind of information? I want to grow my personal brand. Think of BACS. Is this helping my brand visibility? Is this helping my audience growth? Is this helping me with new connections? C. Is this helping me with K, knowledge development? Is this helping me with S, more sales? So this is what you always have to keep in your mind when you're going to work, when you're doing your personal development. BACKS, brand visibility, audience building. C, new connections. K, knowledge development. S, sales. Okay, guys? So always keep that in mind. BACS. Pretty much. Now we're done. We're done. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And when you're searching for something, always keep that in mind. And you will find that just like myself, once I was aware that that's what I was searching for, will this help my BACKS? The information I was going after helped everything, changed everything. It eliminated shiny objects. So guys, be sure you keep BACS in mind. Write it down on a paper. Keep it in front of you. And when you're in knowledge development hour, which you should always have, keep those things in the back of your head and you'll find the right information. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you on social media. There. Now I'm done. Kind of. I would probably. This is for the webinar people. That little bit, when I started and ended, that's something that would be called nurturing content. Make sense? Yeah? I was cash. I was winging it a bit. I wasn't winging it because I knew what the subject matter is. Those are, by far, for the record, that's true, what I just said. Keeping your backs in mind. That's why in Branding University, guys, we say here at Branding University, we've got your backs. That's the acronym. Go look on the homepage, every page, BACKS. So that was the content for nurturing, and that is value. But it was totally cash. It was way too long. There was too much rambling in between. There was no subtitles because you don't do subtitles, or not. Yeah, you don't do captions on a nurturing video. That's what that was. And that would go on your Facebook Live. It would come off your Facebook Live, and that would be one of your 7 pieces. Do you guys understand that? No call to action. I said, see you on social media. Does that make sense on the nurturing content? It's easy to do. Just take bullet points and talk to your audience, just like I did. I just did it. That what you just saw is no different than what I do, literally, for nurturing content. I push record as long as I know what I'm going to talk about. That's pretty easy, right, guys, to create nurturing content? Acquisition content is not so easy. I'm going to show you right now. Does that make sense? You guys got that? You guys can all do that. And if you can't do that, I understand. I totally understand. It's not easy to do. But now, this is going to be the one that brings in the leads. What I just did is people who already know you. Maybe they've seen you once, twice, thrice, however many times, hundreds of times, thousands of times, depending. You're always nurturing your people with that. Now, I'm going to take the same subject matter, and I had to pre-record it because I'm going to show you the edited version. That was the money bell, by the way. The edited version of shiny money object, I don't mind. Shiny object syndrome, I mind. I don't like shiny objects, but shiny money, bring it all day long. Money comes easily and frequently to me. Every single day I receive huge amounts of money. I love money and money loves me. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. Ready? You want to see the acquisition content? That was just an on-the-fly affirmation. So when I say every morning, we're going to pop it. We're going to pop it in right now. So I'm going to tell you right now the differences. And then I'm looking at the clock, and I'm not playing. I want to try and keep these under an hour. I'm going to give you an acquisition example. The difference is, as you'll see, it's cut up, it's edited, it's very short, it's got captions, and it's got a call to action to get them on this blog. Then, once I show you that video, I'm going to show you where you can get your own blog and install your own capture pixel. And you know what? Once again, this is getting you in line with perfect content strategy for 2019. For every one of these you create, these come out regularly. You're going to get a flow. I would love, I may even use you as an example. I would love someone to do what I just did today. Who's up for that? Who is up for doing exactly what I did today? And I may demo you on as a featured spot on a Sunday webinar. There's a good call to action for you. Everyone on the webinar. Facebook Live, got to come at the webinar. I favor the webinar is always jam-packed, but Facebook Live too. You should do it for yourself. I challenge you to take that topic. You're missing these 5 things to grow your personal brand. You target that sucker to entrepreneurs, you're unlocking courses like that. When I say unlocking courses, I mean in Branding University, we give away courses to get leads. So we're doing it. I'm popping in my edited version. Then I'm going to show you how to get the blog. And we're going to be close to the hour. I'm pretty happy with this one. Okay, guys? And I'm going to see. Put it down because I download this whole chat after and I go through it. Who is willing to do what I just did? Took me, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do that. You could watch the replay and use it as a reference to talk about the backs, do the nurture version, and do the acquisition version that I'm just going to show you. Who's willing to do that? If you're willing to do it, I'm going to download. If you're willing to do it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in the Branding YOUniversity group. It's facebook.com/groups/branding, BRANDING, Branding YOUniversity, YOUNI University, NIVERSITY, Branding YOUniversity. Go to the group and just put it as a post. I'm taking you up on the I accept the challenge. I won't publish it, but I'll see it because I have to approve the posts. And if you put that, I'll just contact you, private message. I'll go, are you really going to do it? Then we'll talk. Maybe we'll have you featured on this thing. This gets seen by a lot of the replays and the syndication after today. Sunday's not the hot day for this. It's usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're in the vault forever in the back of Branding YOUniversity. I'll give you a shout out. People contact you that way. It's all about exposure. Here we go. I'm plucking in the other video, the acquisition video, and it's ready to go. So now you're going to see me all edit it up. Okay. Can you see my screen, guys? Okay. You don't have to tell me you can see my screen. Just enjoy the show. I know this will work 100%. Here we go. Okay, can you guys please see my screen? And can you hear me on this mic? Is the transition successful? Is what I'm asking, please. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Okay. I just noticed something. I do not have the captions in this video because I did them on my ad itself. So what I'm going to do, since I'm here, right before I run that video, we had a content training. It was a 2-part content training. I'll show you where to get that now, because when it comes to putting in the captions, there's a really quick way to do it through your Facebook page, where it kind of, I was going to say deciphers. It doesn't decipher. Where it kind of does a text to speech. No, a speech to text. And then you can edit it and modify it and fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where you can get the details on implementing those captions, because they're super important, guys, especially if you're going to run an ad specifically for acquisition content, not for nurture content. This is acquisition content I'm going to show you right now. You're going to see the music I put in. You'll see the graphics I put in. You'll see not the captions, but the captions are on the ad. So if you log into your back office, go to your webinar replays under webinars, and I believe they're still there. Let me see. Yes, they are. Okay, so here's how this works. For those of you who are unaware, you have free webinar replays in your back office. And these are the last 5 webinars. So when this one is over today, it's going to pop in tomorrow morning. And then this is a good one. You may want to watch that as soon as you can before it drops out. This is the list of faceless strangers versus true fans. This will drop out. Today's webinar goes in, but you still have 7 steps to getting started with content. That's part 1. And clone yourself is part 2. This is the one you want to check out, okay, guys? You want to check out this webinar. It will show you how to get the captions in, the music, all the things you may be asking yourself as you see my acquisition content, okay? Now, another thing to note is that I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to all courses. Is that we are making a mini course out of those 2 parts. So by the time it's out of the webinar replays, and it goes in the training vault, by the way, all platinum partners have access to the training vault. So you guys don't have to worry. You can always refer to it. It's one of those webinars, every time you create acquisition content, you're going to want to go through it. It's a great reference point to remind you exactly what to do, to pause, to rewind, because I go through it in detail. I create it from scratch, basically. So Once it's out of the webinar replays, it will be in free courses, okay? By the time it's out of here, it will jump in here and it will be called Content is King. So I don't know if you're watching, like whenever you're watching this, you may be watching it in the training vault in 2019 at some point. Just come here, it will be a free course, so you can check it out there. Okay, fair enough? Fair enough? So you won't see the captions because they're in my ad. And because my ad is only targeted to pre-audience people, right? Acquisition content, you won't see it. So here we go. I'm rolling it right now. Hey guys, this is Marc Lalonde from Ottawa, Canada, and I gotta ask you something. Do you feel like you've got your personal brand down, but your personal brand is not growing? Well, I will bet you're missing these 5 things. Stick around and I'll share with you the 5 things you're missing to grow your personal brand. Okay guys, when I had my personal brand down, I had the colors, I had the fonts, I had the graphics. I was happy, I was pumped up, I was excited, but it was staying exactly the same. No audience growth, no brand visibility. People were not contacting me on a daily basis like I wished they would. And when I started implementing these 5 things, everything changed. These 5 things are brand visibility, audience growth, new connections, knowledge development, and more sales. I like to refer to these 5 personal branding pillars as an acronym. The acronym I use is BACS. B-A-C-K-S. BACS. B for brand, A for audience, C for connections, K for knowledge, and S for sales. BACS. Now, how does this apply to you and your personal brand? And even more importantly, how can you use this information to grow your personal brand? Well, as you may or may not know, one of the best skills you can have as a small business owner or entrepreneur is being resourceful. There is no lack of resources with the internet today. It's a lack of your resourcefulness. So this is where BACS comes in when growing your personal brand. As you're researching and looking for ways to grow your personal brand, I want you to always have BACS in mind. People ask me all the time, what am I looking for? What do I need to study? What do I need to work on? What do I need to implement, Mark? And I say, keep your BACS in mind. Using Google or YouTube, how is this going to help my B, brand visibility? How is this going to help my A, audience growth? How is this going to help my C, new connections? Where can I find new information? Knowledge development, K. And how can I get more sales? S. Every time I feel like my personal brand is not growing, I always have these 5 pillars in mind, and knowing what you're looking for at least puts you on the right path. So when I feel like my brand is stagnant, there's no growth, I become resourceful and start searching for the most current information to help me with my BACS. B, brand visibility, A, audience growth, C, new connections, K, knowledge development, and S, more sales. Being aware of what you're searching for will in turn result in you finding it. So always have BACS in mind when researching on how to grow your personal brand, and everything will change, I promise you. Now I'd like to offer you a great starting point where I keep current content on brand, audience, connections, knowledge, and sales, and that's on my personal blog. Here you'll find fresh daily content that's updated every single day that will not only get your mindset right, but will get you in the right focused state to grow your personal brand. You can also check out this quick video of myself where I share my quick story and how personal branding has completely changed my life and my business, as well as an array of mini courses to help grow your personal brand, which are absolutely free. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can also set yourself up a blog exactly like this one. Once again, it's absolutely free. Be sure to pop in daily because the content on this page is updated every single day. You can also personally contact me through all of my social media channels and click on my About link to read a quick 200-word summary of my story and get to know me a little bit. So thank you for watching this short video, and I hope to see you on my blog. Have a great day. Okay, how'd you like it, guys? What'd you think? That is acquisition content with the captions. Like I said, I just told you before the video how to find the cloning course part 2 of the content creation. So now I'm going to throw you guys the challenge, but I will have you know that the content I created before this one was the Kobe Bryant acquisition content, and now that sucker is, as I'm speaking to you today, it's generating about 50 freaking leads on its own per day. Okay, so with the content you just saw, I just put a little ad, just a little $5 per week. I'm telling you, I go low on those. Depends. I'm starting to increase it. But that one's going to also generate massive amount of leads. Get a ton of people pixel to me. That's the purpose of that. People see it. They go to the blog like you just saw. I'll show you guys that really quickly here too. They get pixeled in your audience so you can retarget to them. Okay? And then you show them your nurture content. Does this make sense, guys? I hope it makes sense. Because this is the way it works, and nobody really talks about the pre-audience, post-audience. So this is crucial, and I want to talk to you guys about the frequency of this stuff, okay? Now, we're about to go into 2019, and I really would love for you guys to have a plan, somewhat of a plan. Well, no, I'm going to give you an exact plan. How about that? Would you like that? Would you like me to tell you what to do? And you cannot fail. I mean, it's gonna need a little bit of traction, but I create one piece of acquisition content only once per month. That's all. Once per month, I'm releasing a little soldier out there, and the rest is nurturing content. Okay? So let's start with how much you should create. Who here thinks they could create? Don't worry too much about the syndication and all that stuff. If there's nothing to syndicate, what's the point? Start building your library, okay? Start building it. I'm going to start, I mean, I could put ads to old content all day long. It doesn't matter. When it's on your Facebook wall, it doesn't do anything anyways. So this is to be repurposed. So I'm going to ask you guys, who here, I know some of you are already doing this, but who here could commit to one piece of nurture content, basically a Facebook Live that you download and upload to your YouTube? Who can do one per week? Let me know in the chat who can do one of those per week, and then one acquisition content per month. That's 5 videos per month. Is that too much to ask? Can you guys do that? Yes, you can. Of course you can. I'm seeing you right now. Of course you can. Now, it's not real. It's not real until you schedule it. So if a week goes by and you didn't do your nurture content, please do your nurture content. If a month goes by, you didn't do your acquisition content, please do your acquisition content. And I promise you, if you do that and you stay plugged into our webinars every Sunday and you dig into the back, your life will not be the same in a year from today. You do have to put some work in this business, and that's not too much to ask. You will see. It'll be extremely clear when you go through the Content is King course. Content is King course. The Content is King mini course that will be here. Right now, I told you it's in the webinar replays. I don't need to go through this again. What I want to go through right now quickly, guys, is that, did you guys notice? Well, you must have noticed. You just watched it. I went to the Branding University blog this time. I didn't go to my WordPress blog, right? I went to my Branding University blog. I'm going to go in there right now, and I'm going to ask my platinum partners, get your pixel in there, okay, guys? Please get your pixel in there. Let me pop it up to remind my platinum partners what they need to do to make that happen. And if you're a free partner, you must, first and foremost, if you are a free student, just a student, you must, as soon as you possibly can, go to partnerships. I'm not gonna sell the platinum partnership today. I'm not gonna push it. I don't want to have commission breath, but it is going up to about $150 in the new year. You can look at the details. All free courses are getting unlocked at this time until 2019 rolls around, which is really right around the corner. So I'm going to talk about this. All you need to do is click this, unlock your free affiliate partnership. This is going to open up your affiliate back office within 48 hours. So you guys, you need to do that to get an affiliate code in order to have yourself a free blog. Now, you cannot put a custom pixel on the free affiliate blogs. I'm just going to leave it at that. You cannot put a custom pixel on the free affiliate blogs. So I'm going to talk to the platinum partners, okay? And I'll keep it very short. Let me go to the platinum partner back office, which is at brandinguniversity.com/login. And for the free affiliates, I just told you to click and unlock the course, guys, but there's 2 steps you have to take. So unlock the course, and then you'll get an affiliate back office. You have to follow the 2 steps, and then you'll be able to set up your free blog. Okay, platinum partners, are you listening? Are you paying attention? The reason I'm using my platinum partner affiliate blog a lot now, instead of my own blog, is to demonstrate to you guys that it is super powerful. You can update all the videos. You can update a bunch of things, pretty well everything, except I don't know if I should drop this now. Get ready for some big news in January, platinum partners. When we jump up to over $100, there will be a reason for that. Your platinum partner blogs, and you're locked in at 77, by the way. You're locked in at 77, but your platinum partner blogs, something huge is about to happen to them. And I'm talking industry game changing. I don't know how long you guys have been following me, or if you just met me on this webinar, or if you haven't been following me for that long. But when I say game changing, industry changing, I mean it. Okay? So I can't really reveal much now. We will reveal in January, but just hang tight, guys. Something huge is about to happen to your blogs. So for now, just log into your Platinum Partner back office. You guys know the routine, right? Your affiliate code. Again, this is only for Platinum Partners. If you want to know more about a Platinum Partnership, please contact the person who brought you in, okay? They're going to hook you up nicely. You're going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of free bonuses. I won't go through them today. So you guys log in. You guys know the routine, update blog. And of course, everything's updatable. Here's what I really want to focus on at this exact moment is at the bottom. This is your Facebook pixel, guys. You put in your own Facebook pixel, okay? It's way at the bottom. And please, 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 watch the video right above here. It's 9 minutes and 12 seconds. That will tell you exactly how to set up your pixel in our blog. And then, folks, you do the acquisition video like I just showed you once a month. Get it out there at $5 a week in an ad. And now you're going to start to realize how this business works. How you go get new people, put them in your custom audience, and show them your nurture content all the time, regularly. Then I'm telling you guys, it will not be long before you have several hundred, if not several thousand students locked to you. And aside from the commissions, you got yourself a tribe. You're starting to build yourself your own audience. So guys, I know we went over the hour, but we didn't do too bad, right? Come on. We're getting better. Not much over the hour. And I will say, please implement it, schedule it. After seeing what I've done today, and I also referred you to the how to get the captions in there. If you watch those two-part content, the 2 webinars on content, getting started with content and content creation, which will be a mini course, and content is king, and yes, you will be able to give that away. You will have your own affiliate link for that. That'll be a super hot one. I almost guarantee it. So guys, is it clear? Do you guys know how to take action on this? Don't let the shortness of this webinar fool you. This is basically the essence of how I create content. It is the essence. Except I still stick with one piece of acquisition content per month, and I do probably 3 per week of nurturing content. Okay? So if you can commit to here's what I want. I want you guys to put in the chat the words I commit. If the minimum you're going to do in 2019, if you put the words I commit to one piece, just put I commit. This means you commit to one piece of nurturing content per week. Do it on your Facebook Live, download it, upload it to your YouTube channel. That would qualify. If you can commit to the minimum of 1 per week, and I won't say minimum, all you need is 1 piece of acquisition per month. If you can do that, that means I will be looking at 12, 24, 48 pieces of nurturing content at this time next year, and 12 acquisition content. If you put I commit, I may go look at your stuff and see if you're following through. And if in a month from now you say I commit, I see a lot of I commits there. I download this chat, by the way. I'm gonna go lurk on you. Okay? I'm gonna lurk on you. If you don't do it, I'm not gonna contact you, obviously. But if you do it, I'm gonna contact you and maybe we'll work something out as an action taker. Remember, guys, this is all about action. What is it that Steve Martin says? Be so good that they can't ignore you? Well, if you do this, in my eyes, you are good, and I will not be able to ignore you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go looking for you. Okay, guys? Listen, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Thanks for coming in on the day before Christmas Eve. I'm going to go ahead and call that massive commitment. Well done. Take action on this in 2019. And please stay plugged in. I bring you the most current stuff that, as I find things out, I bring it to you. And this little pea brain of mine is full of stuff. It'll keep pouring out, okay? So, guys, thank you. Have an amazing holiday. Have an amazing Christmas. And I'm going to end it off with the line that I've been using recently. I'll see all of you on social media. Okay, Merry Christmas, guys. Bye-bye.